Okay, good morning everyone, and welcome to the first session of Leadership Chronicles. And I'll take a moment to brief all of you on what this session is going to be all about. This is a series of one of the many series that we've now started, wherein we know our leaders quite well within our organization, but I think we partner with one of the largest private sector Indian bank, which is HDFC Bank, and I thought it was time enough for us to know the leaders within the bank, and we have some of the really astute leaders in terms of the way we've been working together with each other for a very, very long time. We know their professional side. We keep a close watch on that, and we work and coordinate and partner with them in terms of growing and building our business outcomes. But I thought we also need to know their other side in terms of how they've traversed through their journey, how they've been successful in achieving the kind of success that they've, and they've shaped up a bank like HDFC Bank. So I think it was time enough for us to, get to know one of such astute leaders that we have with us today. And welcome, Saloni.
Thank you,
welcome. Thanks for joining us today for this session.
Pleasure.
And just a quick introduction for all of you who are listening to us today. Saloni has been with the bank for now almost close to 2 decades. And she's been a leader who's grown through the ranks, and she started her career within the bank and has grown through the ranks, and is now today the business head for the COP and Prime channels along with BU. And she's been a great leader because not only she's been a leader who's been successful in terms of the overall business that she's been managing, but I think she's been a people's leader. She's well known within the bank for really steering very, very large teams to massive success, and some of the accomplishments that we've witnessed over the last few years have been very, very tremendous when it comes to the success that the bank has seen, particularly in the virtual channel. So welcome, Saloni, and thank you for joining us today, and really happy to have you joining us, me and Raj, for this interaction today. And we'll try and keep this session today temperamentally different, because what we want our people and our teams to really know of you as an individual who's had extreme success, but I know behind this success has been a lot of hard work. And what we'll also be keen to know is that some of your personal traits, how they've helped to shape up, not just your career, but the teams at large. So I think with that, we'll begin. Raj, if you're okay, we'll start the session. To begin with, guys, I think, Saloni, as I mentioned to you, heads one of the very large businesses on the virtual channel side. And to you, Saloni, I'd like to ask you that what do you think has been, the most rewarding part of leading such a large field force and a sales team?
Good man. But I think it's the culture which we have in the organization. It's your people, your team, which is there. And more than anything, the gratitude which you get to keep putting yourself on the spring and, moving just ahead. If you make that difference in one human's life also, it makes a lot of difference. So I think we had many of them, and that's what keeps me going.
So Saloni, I've been knowing you for a long time now, and one thing which I've always known is your punctuality and discipline. How important do you think that trait in leadership?
So punctuality, of course, it is important. If you respect your time, you will respect everybody's time. And I think that goes cordial. And if you do not do that, I don't even think so what kind of leadership we are developing. But I also believe in one more thing, that you come on time and you go on time. So I think that's one trait we are driving aggressively across. And we really want people to have a complete work-life balance. But during the work hours, they have to respect what is most important, which is customers' time.
Yeah. Raj was looking at me when you mentioned that comment.
I'm sure.
Some cue.
So I think, what we personally witnessed, me and Raj, and, we've been to a lot of these town halls, of yours, and some of these, we see, when you come to the stage or you come to the fore, your teams are like cheering, applauding, and they're in complete awe of you. as a leader, it is a very difficult thing to do, because a lot of times we get so driven with the business outcomes that we really leave the personal side of it. And I've seen in most of the events that we've been to, every time you're on the stage, people are genuinely, applauding you and cheering up for you when you come onto the stage. So I just wanted to check with you, how do you really build that kind of influence and trust with such a large team, that it becomes so magnanimous that people genuinely are really into it at that moment?
Sure, but it's not a lot of big grand gestures which you need to do to develop this kind of culture. I think it's just the small things which you do for your team. I don't even think so we've done ever anything so much grand, but it's about knowing your people. You need to know something about your person, every person in the office, you need to know their personal stuff. And that one child's name, one family detail, I think it makes a lot of difference. We keep saying customer profile karo, पर अगर हम हमारे ही लोगों की प्रोफाइल नहीं करे तो कहाँ आगे जाएंगे. But it has been a lot of small things, and I'm a very strong movie buff also. So when I see some things, I do pick up. Like, I love this question which I keep asking when I go till the last level on the ground, and I say, how can I help? And if things pour out, I'll be more than happy to solve it. And I think that creates the trust factor.
I think you made a great point that we profile our customers. But I think it's so true that we don't end up at a lot of times knowing our own people the way we should be. So I think that's where that comes from.
So Saloni, managing large teams is definitely a art which comes in. But I think partnerships are also a big driver of growth. So from your perspective, what kind of approach or conversations from partners really helps in making a collaboration more impactful?
I think partnership is more about together being honest. Honesty is the key element to the whole thing. When a partner comes in, it's not about he's selling an idea, but he actually gets into coming together to co-create solutions for all the needs which we have. I think that's the most important thing.
Absolutely.
And when we also speak or whatever we are discussing, it's not about what we can offer. It doesn't come like that. And I personally feel it comes out to be more of what we can solve together. I think that's most important when it comes to the partnership. You also touched upon collaboration. Collaboration is always at its best when it is a shared mission. Otherwise, it's a mere transaction. So I strongly believe in a shared mission, and I think we will go a long way that way.
That's a beautiful statement.
Yeah, so we spoke about the fact that there are large teams that you lead, and it's very difficult to really manage and be able to check on what is that one unique thing that you would really want to have in each of your team members. I mean, what's that one quality that you as a leader will always look at, managing such large teams while hiring?
It's actually a good question, and there are quite a few, but if I have to look at only one, I think ownership plays the most key thing.
Right.
Because skills can be taught, and I think we all know that any skill deficient we can teach it through our trainings and a lot of discussions. But the sense of responsibility when you see someone taking the organization goals as their own goals is priceless. So I strongly believe in ownership.
True.
So on a personal note, Saloni, I know that your daughter is studying in abroad.
Wow.
And how does the global exposure influence your outlook both personally and professionally?
Yes, daughter studying in US, and I get amazed to see that they get adapted to the entire environment so quickly. It gives us an idea that diversity is not all about books, and diversity is actually there. And I personally have learned this, that the more different the environment and more you get inclusive. So inclusiveness is the thing which I follow in this.
Absolutely. I'm waiting for the day.
Yeah, very soon I heard.
His personal aspirations
he's just
are also
doing that.
Yeah. So, Saloni, I mean, I know we lead a very busy life, but what is that thing that keeps you motivated, excited? I mean, that's something that you really look forward to when you come to office every day.
I think 3-4 things I can say in short. One is you love to see people happy. You love to see your customers' portfolio getting enhanced. I think that's in every corporate's blood, and I think it really works well. And last but not the least is like whatever you create, is it staying beyond your tenure?
Yeah.
That creation is so critical as you keep rising in the organization. I think that helps a lot.
Yeah, and I think to that extent, what I have personally seen is that, and what you said is truly right, because as a leader, if you don't leave behind a legacy,
Absolutely.
which is long cherished for,
Yeah.
Then that really doesn't serve the purpose.
Completely with you.
Yeah.
So the next question is for you, Jasjit. That you've been.
I love this.
For
Thank
me?
you.
Yes. You've been stating a large team at HDFC Life. What's been the most significant challenge in this journey, and how do you navigate it?
So I think I've been blessed. I always say I'm like a God's child. You know, wherever I've been lucky and fortunate to have the right people. So that makes it all the more easier. But I think I'm not too much of an intrusive person, and I can say that on camera to you. So I give that time, freedom to people. But I am sticky when it comes to non-delivery, and so all of us are as leaders, because we run with constrained timelines, and there are certain deliveries which are expected out of us. But I think it's all about getting people to really know what is the give and get for them. Clearly, I think personally, professionally, both, that is what works well. So that's what is happening.
Right. So this brings me to a question from your answer, to say that people talk about your calmness and responsiveness even in a stressful situation. How do you maintain this balance? Because I am, of course, party to it on a day-to-day basis, and many a times the humor which comes in a very stressful situation. How do you manage that?
So I'll tell you, for all of us in lives, there is a point of inflection. And for me, that happened about 2.5-3 years back, when I had an injury, and I used to be a runner. And I actually had a ligament injury, and I was on the bed for 4-5 months. And that's the time when you can't do anything but just keep reflecting on what is, and you also think maybe you've done something wrong that you are in that situation. But I think for all of us, we go through those situations, and that's where your, thinking kind of towards life changes. And I think for me, that was the time when I said that, work will go on, but it's your personal time, it's your people around you, and you'll have to manage multiple responsibilities, but with the right demeanor. I mean, you can't really panic a lot of times. I mean, so much so that today also you saw how I kind of ended up being here. I was being chased till the last moment, and I just made it at 11:29, and then I realized I was on the 2nd floor. I had to be on the 6th floor, but I kept my calm and I just went with it. I think the other point that you mentioned is that we lead lives rather which, and to Saloni's point as well, I think fun has to be there. I mean, that fun element always really helps, and we are led by Lavneesh, so he'll have his own moments whenever he's walking down to each of the corners with his innocent.
I'm sure I want to see the reaction when he's watching you today.
with his innocent face, and he'll come, "Acha aisa hai, acha ye hai, acha chalo, okay." So that always makes people at ease, and then that helps. So that's how it is.
And imagine, just to add to what he's saying, I think the point is, in spite of he having the issue of his health, he's climbing 20 floors, and he keeps telling us that, and you feel guilty that you don't even climb 5
now
floors.
Now that's 50.
Oh wow,
it's 50
okay.
now. So.
I can't walk up till Andheri now. Okay, for sure.
Yeah.
So the next question to you, Saloni.
Yeah.
So if you had to share a mantra, maybe one mantra, for building a very strong and team that consistently deliver, what would it be?
Main mantra which I follow personally on a regular basis, not only professional but personal life, is trust plus clarity is equal to performance. You give super clarity to the person whom you're getting him to do whatever he has to do. You have to just leave the trust on that person to deliver. I'm sure it will come a long way, not more than that.
That's a very powerful one.
Yeah.
And Jasjit, if I had to ask you the same question on one mantra for building a strong and consistent team, what would it be?
I think one has to be at it. I mean, that's something that I really follow, and I'm a fan of a guy called Winston Churchill, and he always used to say, if it is up to me, if it is to be rather, it is up to me. So your destiny is in your hands, and therefore beyond a point, we sometimes because of the work pressure end up blaming people around us for what is going through us. But I eventually believe that beyond a point, if it has to be, it is up to me. So that's something that I really follow to the core.
Super. Saloni, next question to you. It's been 25 years about this partnership of HDFC Bank and HDFC Life. And when you look ahead, what excites you most about the future of this partnership?
Oh, this is like two big institutions coming together. The combined strength actually can give our customers what nobody can. And we are future ready. I don't think so we have anything to now do it, but just step up the gas and we are there.
Thank you. And Jasjit, if I had to ask you the same question, how do you see that?
So I think for us it's in two parts. So this is the 25 years which have gone and the next 25 years which are ahead. And I think to that extent, pretty confident with the way, and she was quite right. I think, when I joined this organization about 18 months back, one single thing which really led me to take this decision was the legacy of the brand. And I think to that extent, it feels really proud to be part of an institution and a group now where the bank is parent to us. I think is tremendous. I mean, it doesn't get bigger than this in the industry in BFSI. And I think to the next 25 years, the confidence is that the foundation is such a strong one. And the very fact that we are deeply penetrated into each of the business segments really gives that more granularization of the business. And I think we are not in a yo-yo kind of a time that, sometimes we see cycles where we go on lows which are then unrecoverable. So I think that is something which is really, really stable and strong for us. And I think that gives the confidence that over the next 25 years also, this is only going to grow multifold for us. So.
The name itself is so huge.
Yeah, true. Absolutely.
We literally need no advertisement, actually.
Actually, that's true. Okay, now coming to another interesting round of questions, and there's more to know you more better.
Oh gosh.
And so what's, when we start our day, what's the first thing that you do when you start your day?
Oh wow, series of type of waters I drink in the morning and the yoga. You may want, means it's too many type of waters, but yoga followed.
Okay.
First thing.
So if you could borrow one superpower for a week, so it is not the day, for a week, okay, and as a leader, which one would you pick?
Magic wand, 1 week of multiplication of everything. What do you want? I would love that.
Yes. It will definitely help us LI sourcing more and more.
Yeah, I'm coming next to you. You're NFO, right? You have to take one.
Yeah. So, is there any talent or hobby that your team is oblivious of? They don't know that talent or hobby that you really have mastered. What would that thing be?
I think I said last summer, but yes, dancing. I am learning dancing. So that's my hobby, and it's been long hobby, but I started working on it only a few years back.
Okay.
Nice. So, Saloni, we just heard that your daughter is studying in the US. Does she ever give you a career advice? And actually you take it?
Amazing advices I get from her. Trust me, I think your kids or any young generation is the best to take advice from. But yes, you have to understand, you have to go down to that age group and understand. It's literally like that.
Yeah.
But yes, I do.
Okay. So if, I know it's not a possibility, but if at all you were given 1 month break in the organization, so what would be that destination or place that you would really want to head to? And what would be that one dish that you would really want to try there?
Destination, I may know them.
No, it's except that destination.
Except that destination, I think I would love to spend a good time in Iceland. But 1 month is too long for it, so the whole of Europe I think matters because that's on my cards. And loving food there is like any natural food, whatever we can get.
The local cuisine, yeah.
Completely local cuisine. That's on my cards. And even forget only one. I think I love traveling, and then the second one is my favorite is South Korea. And in terms of food there, I love every food of South Korea. Vegetarian, obviously, but I do love. So both this.
So, Saloni, day-to-day basis, we have a very, very stressful life, right? And you just touched upon that, you love dancing. What kind of music do you listen on a stressful day?
It's actually two types. So sometimes you really just need Bollywood band music, party music, and everything goes off because if you listen to the right playlist of yours. Second is to make you a little more calmer when you're approaching somewhere, then it's Sufi.
Yeah.
I love Sufi.
Combination of both.
Yes.
Calms you up. Okay, so if there was a book, or a movie or a Netflix series, which has really inspired you, in terms of your outlook and the way one should really look at life, what would that be?
Suits.
Suits, okay.
My favorite all time. Like I would have seen it multiple times, but I love everything what I've learned from there.
Yeah.
There are small lot of learnings.
That's true. Yeah.
So, if you could give a 25-year-old guy, a youngster, an advice, what would it be? So, because you have large teams, all are the same age bands, what advice would you give to the youngsters?
25 years of age, Raj. Many a times you look up at your family and friends to give you some solutions, but most of the solutions are within you. I think it's how you start looking for it, and you will get the answers. Yes, you hear everybody, that's fine, to your close group, but eventually it's you. You have to be bold to take that step.
That's true, yeah. Okay, moving towards one of the last questions.
Am I getting a hamper on this?
Yeah, actually, we should have one.
This sounds more like coffee zone.
Yeah.
Anyways, just kidding.
So, we spend a lot of time with our teams. So what do you think has been one of the most funniest moment for you with your team, in the last few years?
So many of them. But I remember this piece when we were setting up VRM, and that was obviously 10 years back. And we were actually sitting on the floor, literally floor on the ground, and working on a lot of the small things which were required as a product process and everything. And that's why we are grounded. So that's all I can leave the thought with. But it was a complete grounds up approach. More always to think from what the RM will need and then go upwards, customer and RM.
Yeah, well said. That's a wrap. Thank you so much, Saloni, for taking time out.
My pleasure.
And bearing us and our questions. Though between me and Raj, we tried our best to not be as notorious as possible.
Yes, I can see that. Some still came in there.
Yeah, but I think to the teams at large, one last message from your side, and I know we are now getting into that time of the year where things really take a hockey stick steep pull and push on both sides in terms of the outcomes. But I think one message that you would really want to give to the audience and the people who are listening to you, one piece of advice or something which can help them in their careers and their existence within this channel, that'll be great.
Just believe in yourself and you will keep shining. And just keep doing what you're doing and do it meticulously. Never get tired of it. And the world is large, the line is huge, and everything we can achieve.
Yeah, well said. So guys, the first one is always special, and I'm sure before we head more into this series of knowing our leaders more and better, but I'd like to thank Saloni for the time today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here, and wishing you the best for H2.
Thank you, and wish you guys the same.
Thank you.
Thank you.